JamiRayVintage.com under Thrift Finds, Thrift Flips. Everything's listed. Ivy is on here answering questions. Let's get started before the computer gives us fits again.
All right, I want to show this tray. I got it at Goodwill.
Hold on, we need to use the keywords. Life-changing. It's going to be life-changing antiques.
This life-changing antique tray is probably not antique, but it is hand-carved. It's from India. I love the craftsmanship of a lot of things they make over there. They do a lot of fun stuff with wood and metal, which are two of my favorite items. This was $3.99 at Goodwill.
It was repaired.
And it had a cracked handle. I can't even tell you which one that was now because I glued it together and I can't, like, you can't visibly see that it was
because
cracked.
You're so good at your job.
No, my clamp was good at its job and it really sucked it down tight.
Angela said it is life-changing because she got the Holly Hobby sheet.
Yes.
Good job. That one went fast.
All right. So this is going to be $29.95. We got it repaired. We were going to paint it, but I like it carved and the age that's on it. We're just going to leave it as is.
Hey, Tamara. All right. Leslie's in the house. Cynthia says thumbs up. Gail says, yay, we see you. All right. Perfect. All right. Next up, we've got these two baskets. I love it when things can stack inside of each other because for shipping, I feel like it's more value on it. Like, for us, because sometimes when things take up a lot of space, but then there's nothing inside, then you're shipping an empty box.
Well, it's like you guys get two things for the price of the same shipping.
So it was $3 for the big box, $3 for the little box, and this one stacks inside of it. And then they both have like these little clasps.
They're almost like fishing basket clasps.
Almost like a creel, yeah. And then they've got like these really cool hinges. And it's $38.95 for the set of two baskets. And they've got a little bit of wear and patina on them, just how we like it. And they're really cool.
So Jami found this randomly. We figure someone dropped off a whole lamp that had been taken apart. We like them just for architectural detail elements. This is just a little brass finial now. It's not part of a lamp. It is hollow in the middle if you wanted to put something through there and get really creative. This is going to be $6.95. I think. What'd you pay, $1?
Yeah, because it wasn't priced. And then
this one was
$2
or I think it was $2. And this is the base to said lamp, but I'm going to bring it close so you can see it. It has 4 of these faces cast into it. Let's focus up camera. It's got 4 of those.
Isn't that pretty? Look at
and it's
that.
open in here, but you could set something like a little planted box or something on the top you wouldn't ever even know. I love the feet. Oh, I didn't notice. There's faces on the feet. Hold, please.
Oh, it looks like the man in the clouds, like in those like mythical, or the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's kind of like that. It's like really cool, and mythical. A solid brass, I believe. Is it?
Yes. Anyway, this is $14.95.
Leslie says she might not talk much because she's cranky. I'm like, girl, I feel you. I'm sunburnt from being at 2 football games all day.
We've been having a heat wave over here in the Midwest. I guess it's where the
I haven't been eating right. We've been so busy. Like, thank you to everybody who has shopped. It was life-changing this week. Like, we have been so busy. I've been shipping every spare second that I have. The shop has been shipping like crazy. And we're doing pretty good. We're working our way through release day, and we've got more things coming in because we sold out of a few things and had to reorder. But man alive, we have been boxing and shipping. So if you get a packing slip and it's signed Jami, that was me. So be nice about my packing. I'm not as good as my team. I use a lot of tape. That's how you know the box came from me. I like tape.
She does.
I start to panic, like, oh, maybe I should tape that corner. Maybe I should tape that. You'll know when you get your box.
It comes from shipping things overseas.
Oh, we're blurry, Zep. Can you fix that?
Oh, yeah, that's because I came up close, probably. I'll come up close one more time.
It fixed it when you left.
All right, well, I'm going to mess it up again. Yeah. Snowflakes. It's the perfect time of year. This is a tarnished silver bowl, and it's got stamped snowflakes in here all the way around. What did we pay for this? This was $5.99 at Goodwill.
Yeah, we got it at Goodwill. It was a little bit more than I kind of wanted, but I knew that it would be a good seller, especially this time of year.
We're selling it for $29.95.
And then this was $5.99, and I'm selling for $19.95. Originally, this came from Crate and Barrel, and it's got a nice weight to it, and it's got stags on the sides, and it's $19.95. So I think for the holidays, it's great, but it's not necessarily Christmas. It's just stags. So like if you got a hunter or a man cave, I feel like this would be really good in there. It almost looks like a hunting trophy.
some of my books.
I bequeath this to you.
Oh, I will take this trophy because I love anything with
with stags
on it. It's very European and Scottish and English too, probably Irish. I mean, anywhere you can find deer over.
All the ishes.
Yeah. I am going to show we're going to rapid fire the books because we have 2 weeks of book thrifting.
So
over
somebody,
here.
I can't remember who it was, but commented, said, I'm looking for little tiny like Bibles and stuff. And I found this New Testament. It's 120 years old, I think. My sister was like, wow, that's cool.
It's a red letter New Testament, which means all the words in Christ are in red letters. This is 124 years old. Hence the label antiques. We have a few things that are close to that age tonight.
And the Bible will change your life. So life changing. There you go.
Ours is leather bound. It does need some glue repair. So I couldn't charge like the $30 or $40 that I saw some of these little pocket editions going for. But we're selling, I feel, pretty reasonably at $16.95. And I am going to glue this. This is coming off right here. I'm going to glue that.
Let's grab my other Bible while we're at it.
But I'm only going to show a couple books like this tonight. The other ones I'm going to be like $16.95, $14.95, $22.95. I'm just show you all at once because there's literally 35.
This is from like 1958, and we priced it a little bit lower than the other ones we found because there are some condition issues. But you know why I bought this? Because I really love the picture of Jesus on it. I don't know why. I just really liked it. So, and I do buy other Bibles, but other than the binding right here, the inside is in pretty good condition and the font is pretty good. And it also has like artwork in it. You guys see the art? Maybe not. There we go. There. And it's $35.95. So we'll try to like, I know.
That cover's pretty crispy.
I wonder if we like put a little bit of that.
I got the fancy glue.
The book glue, and see if we can make that a little bit better.
We might try. Okay, I'm going to let Jami show you her collection of cookie jars.
I'm going to put this over here because we.
But while we're waiting on her to come back with the cookie jars, I wanted to show you. For whatever reason, I was thinking this was like a Argyle design, and I mixed my triangles up with my swoopies. This is a paisley design, but it's a jar, and it's clay. It's I don't know if it's what kind of clay, but it's fired, and I'm not painting it. I like the green on it with the glazing. It was $4 at the Deseret Industries. We're selling it for $18.95. It does have a couple little chips, but in the glazing, but the rest of it's like really good shape.
Well, I think we just do a little dark wax.
Maybe, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, put it next to the Bible. It just needs a little bit of glue.
Okay.
That's a little bit of fix and pile. Okay, so all three of these cookie jars are $29.95. They do have some chips. They're old. But our mouse is a cutie. And then I didn't know if I thought this was a donkey. And then I looked it up online and it's like, no, it's a horse.
That's a horse.
Look at the mane. It's a horse.
All right.
Okay. No, do pigs have manes?
They do have hair.
Do they have that kind of hair? It's a horse. So one of the people called it a hippo online. Somebody else called it a pig, but somebody called it a horse. And then I looked at the back and I was like, it is a horse. So, I mean, are any animals nurses? They're not. I mean, it's not real. It could be whatever, but this is a horse nurse, $29.95. And then we've got this teddy bear with a cookie because it's a cookie jar. And this one's $29.95. And then the mouse actually has an airplane, which I didn't realize that until I looked up. It's got this whole little airplane. And then this one is actually not vintage at all. And it's probably the most crusty. It needs lots of scrubbing. It's got what we call kitchen fur on it. So it will go straight in the sink and get warm water and Dawn. And I'm going to paint it. And this cookie jar will be $42.95 once it gets a new dew because it's got some chips and it's not particularly old and the comb is cracked. So we'll just make sure the glue is really good and paint it and it'll be for decor. And you know what? You could put cookies on the inside.
You can still put cookies in there.
So you can do what you want with it, but it's going to be $42.95 once it's painted. Ivy, can you link the New Testament? We have a ton of books. Ivy usually will, like Caitlin, will link the
if you just search the word book, it'll bring them up and you can sort them newest to oldest.
But there's a lot of books tonight, so it might be buried.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones
Amy says that looks like a duck. It's not a duck. It is. It's a horse.
These are both getting painted up, right? Both of these things are getting makeovers, Jamie.
What? Yes.
Okay.
This is nothing special.
The pixelated chevron decoupage paper on the top of this is going away. We'll unscrew these, paint it up.
It'll get painted, decoupage, stencil. I don't know.
I'm just going to start saying makeover.
It's
will
gonna
be
get
made
a
over.
life-changing makeover.
It will change its life. And then this is going to get sanded, and we might try to put
Oh, shoot. Ivy got kicked out for a second. She's going to find it for you.
We might try to put that new Santa stencil on here. I think it'll fit pretty closely. It's not quite big enough, but I think we can get a lot of it on here.
Essentially, Kimberly said, are we going to show the new IOD? No, we had a video that came out on Tuesday with it. And we have so much stuff tonight. We would, if we showed the new IOD, I think we'd be here till midnight.
IOD is already running out of stuff, so it's selling without showing it.
There's a couple of things, like a couple of transfers that are sold out, but we have pretty good stock on a lot of stuff. Ivy has been on top of reordering as much as possible, so it's been good. This is actually the first time that we didn't sell out of something that IOD sold out of the first day. Like I ordered enough that even though IOD sold out of some things the first day, I had enough to get us.
And we always try to forecast, but it's so hard because we got to buy it like a month in advance and then sit on that investment, and it's a lot usually.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a heart palpitation. Like I know I've been running my business for a while now, and I shouldn't, but I should know what's coming. But it's still a little stressful. But
all right, this old muddler.
It's been fun.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
You're telling your heart palpitation.
Is the Santa stencil yours? Yes, the big Santa stencil that was on Friday's video. It's a JRV stencil.
So I have this antique muddler. I'm going to call it antique based off of how much wear is on here. Wow. Young people just aren't canning like this anymore.
So I looked it up. It said pestle, but he said it's a muddler. So
you could use it as a pestle typically, but something this large goes in like a sieve. You put all your fruit into like this big sifter sieve looking thing. It's triangular cone shaped, and you put it down in here and you run all the sauce and the juices and making fruit leather, whatever you're doing, through your sieve. And that's what this is for.
Most people just put it in a vignette for decor.
Yeah, this one's got some good wear. It's old, $14.95 on this.
All right, next up, we've got another reindeer. This one is gold. I'm not going to do anything to it. It is $12.95, and we paid $1.50. The gold on this is really good. The last one, I think we just touched up the gold, but this one's still in good condition, so it will live on.
This is like a velvet, sparkly Easter or spring. It's like a chicken.
So cute?
It's a chick in a basket, and Jami just could not leave it.
Well, it's glittery, and I love all things like Easter with glitter on them, and then I love the little fluff on his head. $12.95. Sorry. And I paid $2 for it. Look, it's got cute little buttons on the side and polka dots. It's just darling.
I'm going to do a makeover box over here.
Okay. Put that over there. Let's do some plates and bowls. Okay, this one is Archipel, probably pronounced incorrectly. It's from France. This is their milk glass collection. I would have priced it more, but this one is kind of faded. And it's $5.95. Can you guys see that one? I like the scalloped edge on it. And then these ones, I think I lowered the price to $7.95 from $12.95. This is from Austria, and it's like Austria crown. There are a couple of small chips, but nothing big. And the Austrian crown sells for quite a bit. I didn't know it was really worth a whole lot, but I just loved the snowflakey type pattern in the gold.
It's got the gold, so don't microwave it.
I don't know that snowflakey is the official term.
Snowflakey. You heard it here first.
Next up, you guys know that I love pheasants and birds, and these have fleur-de-lis.
I would say that those are probably grouse. Those ones on there are not pheasants.
Okay, well, what about this one?
Ducks.
What about
geese?
Geese?
Pheasants.
Pheasants. There's pheasants. I didn't know what the birds were called, so these were actually just 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll have to scroll through the pictures, and I use my little finger on my phone to make a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4. So if it looks like a 2-year-old scribbled the number on there, it was me. These are, again, California Provincial is the gold on here, but they're Homer Laughlin. So I don't know. There's 2 different stamps on the back, and then they're very like Mantique
The Homer
Man
Laughlin
Cave.
is over the California Provincial.
Is it over or under?
It's over. Oh, actually, no, it's under.
It's under.
I had to get the lighting.
So
just
like
right.
picture a little like bird plate wall in your dark den. Like this would be really cool. Anyways.
So there are 2 pheasants.
Yeah. And I don't know what number it is, but I also like the like fleur-de-lis, like it's very regal. Okay, the first bowl you showed, you can see through it. Porcelain china. Oh, this one? This is not china. It's more like Corelle ware.
It looks like milk
but
glass.
It's Archipel is the brand, which is like French for Corelle. Okay, so this is the willow pattern. These are like almost like stoneware, ironstone type plates. They have the like they're heavy, but I don't know, they're not stamped. So I price them accordingly. So the little one is $4.95. I paid $1.50 for these. And then these were $2 each, and I'm selling them for $7.95. If they were marked or I could be sure that they were ironstone, I would have charged more, but I didn't know. So I kept it real. $7.95 and $4.95. I always pick up this pattern. It sells very well for us. And sometimes I have a lot of it, and then somebody comes in and buys everything that I have. So all right. Vicky says I love Homer Laughlin. Me too. I don't know why. I always buy it.
I didn't know it when I got these, but these are stackable. They are wood.
What? That is so much cuter than the picture you took.
I didn't know they stacked until just a second ago.
And there's a sheep.
They're made to hold tea lights, and they're carved wood. They've been painted. They were $1.50 each at the thrift store. We were looking for larger things to stencil on, but I could not leave these at the thrift store because it's like a whole set. So got the cow, then the pig, sheep, and the chicken.
Those need to go in the sink.
They need a good scrub and probably a freeze. They have been used, and there's some wax on this pig.
Lori says she cannot find the muddler. It might have sold. Sometimes when things sell, they skip to the bottom.
These are $15.95 for the whole set.
It's still there, Lori. Look up vintage wooden muddler. I'm seeing it. I can't drop links because Ivy's on there, but she'll look for you. It's under vintage wooden muddler, Ivy. Or just look up vintage wooden and you might find it easier. All right, next up, we've got this turned. It's very like, what would you call this, exotic wood?
This is almost, it's like a burl is what I would call it.
It's exotic.
I think
it's life-changing exotic wood.
I want to say it's like a maple burl because it's almost too light to be walnut, but there's a couple spots on here I'm like, oh, it might be walnut.
It's not in perfect condition. There was a repair made to the lid.
Yeah, I'll come show you the repair close.
We priced it accordingly. It's hand turned, and it's all one piece of wood. And then how much did we pay for that one?
I think it was like $1 or $2.
$2, and then it's $16.95.
Yeah, so it has this repair. This was like this before we got it. We found it like this at the thrift store. The vase itself does not bevel out with the rest of the wood, so it's just narrow down here. So this crack, it probably, you could put a little liner in there and hold water, and this could be used as like a regular vase. Or I would, if it was me, I would just use this for decor and put like dried stems or some sort of like pampas grass or cotton stems or something in this.
Ivy, it wasn't active, so you might want to double check and just make sure that you made everything active tonight. There was stuff on, that was listed. Let me just, there's a bunch of stuff that's not active. Zeb, can you keep showing stuff? I'm just going to go through it and activate this stuff.
So if you check the thrift haul and your stuff's not showing up that you were hoping to find,
was drafted.
Go back and look because it was drafted and not available for you to even find it on some things. She
just activated it all. Sweet. If you guys need to do any combined shipping because something you wanted wasn't active and it's active now, just email info@jamirayvintage.com. Give Caitlin a hot second because she's going to be back tomorrow and not working till Monday, and she's been out for a few days. And she can combine your shipping for you on Monday. All right. Thanks, Ivy. Sorry. I'm glad that you mentioned you couldn't find the muddler because we wouldn't have known. Ivy says, I think when my computer wigged out, it didn't finish.
Oh, no.
It happens. The small Bible wasn't there either. Let's see if that's there now.
Okay. I'm going to show you these while we're sorting that out.
Sorry, guys.
These are from Costco, but they're like vintage at this point. These porcelain little ornaments The boxes themselves, without any ornaments in them, we're selling for like 12, 13 bucks. We also are including the ornament. They're in good shape. I couldn't stand them up to get good pictures, so I just left them in their packaging with the grass. As far as I could tell, they were in good shape though. So one is the little boy angel. They both have wings on them.
Let me tell you about the miracle of these angels. Savers decided to put a big fat price tag. Have you ever shopped at Savers? Their price tags are this big. The sticky is like nothing I've experienced. You can't just peel it off. I literally had to carefully peel off the tag, dampen what was left, and then roll my little finger to get the price tag off. And it came off and it didn't ruin the boxes.
So they're $18.95 each. I think Jami paid $2 for each of them.
Yeah. I was like, one of them's a little bit like they've lived a life, right? But like the fact that I was able to get those price tags off, I think is pretty awesome. All right. I'm just looking to see if I can find that New Testament set because I searched New Testament, it didn't show up, but you priced it.
Yeah.
So, oh, there it is. Antique. Oh, you know why nobody can find it?
Because
you spelled it New Testament.
Oh, it didn't. My fat fingered it and it got 2 E's instead of a W in there.
You're really winning tonight. All right. The New Testament.
Well, don't fear. If I see any more little ones like that and you were really wanting it and you weren't able to get it, I've been buying all that I see that are small like
Cynthia says, why didn't they put them on the back, right? I don't know why they put the price tags. Can you imagine if I went through my store and just put the price tags on the top of everything?
Show them your little baskets and your beehives.
So cute. By the way, the New Testament is live. I just texted Ivy the link, so hopefully she'll pop that on there for you guys. All right, these are little creel baskets, but this one had fish that were all like chewed up, so I cut them off. So this one's $3.95, and then the one with the little fish on it is $4.95. I just think they'd be really great ornaments. They've got like this little like loop-de-doop on the top, so they would be really easy to tie on a tree if you had like a fisher in your life, like little woodland creature type tree with fish. All right. Ivy's not oh, there you go. She's dropping links. She must be having a struggle with because she's dropping it as Ivy. So I don't know if it's letting her do it as January vintage. It's all right. We got this.
Okay, so these are planters, like the kind that you get from the
somebody handmade them.
Someone took rope.
Fix this one
I'm
and just
on it right now.
And I think they already sold. I paid like a couple bucks a piece for them, if I remember correctly. And I sold them for $29.95. These would be easy to make. They would take a while. Somebody neatly hot glued all this on here.
So they're made so you can hang them.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to make your own, just save your pots, like your plastic plant pots. And then they just used, looks like paint to do the middle. And they did have some really cheap, ugly foam bees on them that I just ripped off. And they just look a lot better.
They were not good.
They were not good.
So I passed on this because I was like, that's not as cool as the mailbox on our house. And Jamie's like, wait a second, I'm going to put a bunch of IOD on that. We got all that new Iron Orchid design stuff.
Make it a Christmas mailbox.
And make it a Christmas, like letters for Santa mailbox. So that's what this is going to become.
Oh, no, I think we sold out of the Yuletide transfer. So we might have to decoupage it. We'll see. It's going to be a Santa mailbox. I promise you that.
It'll be $29.95 when we're done making it over.
Do you have a favorite cottage color that is your go-to, one you use the most?
Crockery. Maybe Americana.
Americana,
it's like a toss-up between the two.
And provincial. Like what color did I use the most this last week? Provincial.
We also go through a ton of white linen because it's just a really good white.
But I usually use that like an accent. So it's like picking a favorite child. I just can't. I love them all for different reasons. But provincials are really great neutral. So I'm going to say that's a good one.
I love juniper. Like take your pick.
They're called bee keeps. What did I call it? Bee skeep? I don't know. Whatever I called it, it sold. So whoever bought it knew what I was talking about. So I don't buy a ton of these like vintage planters, but this one was so cute. There's like a lamb. And it definitely needs to go into the kitchen sink and get all scrubbed up, but it's just darling. And this one's made in Japan. And these would have gone into they would have put a plant in them or flowers in them and been given to somebody when they had a baby. back in the
Like
day.
here's happy
You
new
pushed a
family
kid out of your
edition.
body. Here's a plant. That's what this is for.
Oh, while I'm waiting for this hot glue gun to warm up, I had one of these hammers. My dad got me and my brothers. This was before my sisters had come into the picture. One of these little hammers. Ours did not have the flower on it though. They were just silver. And I remember my brother Ty, I'm going to throw him under the bus. He lost one of my screwdrivers that came in here. And I still remember, is probably like 35, 36 years ago, being pretty upset at him for losing my screwdriver. But Ty, being the awesome fellow that he is, he gave me the screwdriver out of his.
That looks like something that your dad would bought you guys.
Oh,
Mine
man.
is the floral.
Yeah, it's really great for just having little screwdriver around the house with your hammer. This is the perfect size for hanging pictures.
Somebody used the heck out of that. Look at the end.
I know, the enamel's off the end.
Why in the world would they enamel the end of a hammer?
It's just because they probably dipped the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
But it's got this really great floral design on it. It's $7.95.
It's sold.
I loved it. It took me right on down memory lane, even though I had the floral on it.
We've got this cool candlestick. It was $2. We're going to sell it for $29.95. You know how we do. It's either going to get painted and dry brush or painted and dark or white waxed. It's going to get a makeover and it'll be $29.95. And we do sell quite a bit of candlesticks in the shop. Like every week people come in and I try to, if I have like a single one, I try to look around the shop and see what candlesticks I already have. And I'll usually paint it to match something else. Because even though I'm selling it individually, I like it to match. And sometimes people will buy all the candlesticks in an area that match. So I like to kind of have different options for them.
You know, Cheryl commented this afternoon. I don't remember her last name. I think it was on there. And I responded back. But
where's the paint?
Our last tour, she's like, I didn't realize you had so much, your shop was so commercialized, which is fine. Because Jami was showing off all the new stuff that she had just gotten. I would say it's still probably about 80% thrifted found items once you get away from like
the small, like soap.
We do have a few things that are mass produced, but like seasonally we'll get the journals and things like that.
Well, because we're also like a home decor boutique. So people come in, they buy the unique items, but like, especially with the holidays. And this is something to think about if you guys are resellers. I'm going to give you a little retail nugget of information here. People, they want to buy gifts. So, but it needs to be between like $15 and $20. And then some stuff under $15. In your shop, because a lot of people aren't spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gifts, but something that's special. So we bought a bunch of journals. I'm actually sold out of some of them. I bought a bunch of really cool like Swedish washcloths and towels and mugs. I had to reorder a bunch of those already. And then I got some like greeting cards and things. Even though we are mostly an antique found reclaimed store, I always want to have things that people can pick up for gifts. And not everybody wants to buy somebody an antique, but they will buy somebody like a little house good or a journal or a book or a candle.
And also, we just can't make that much stuff.
Yeah. And also, sometimes my little fingers are tired of painting stuff. So there you go.
I had to test the hammer out before we sent it on down the river. It works great. This was a little loose on the top.
That's so cute.
This is a spoon holder for your little tiny baby spoon collection. But I thought it was just a fun shelf. It is very old, 1995 on that. Found it at the bins. So I don't know how much we paid for it. I would guesstimate under $1. It's not very heavy. But we're going to leave it as is. I'm not painting it.
Tag on the back.
I might have to clamp and glue this.
Well, let's see what that says. Something souvenirs.
That's fixed.
If you photograph this and blow it up, you could probably read it. Sorry, I guess it doesn't really matter. But
they probably sold the set of spoons that goes with it.
Oh, probably. I just love like when you see the old labeling. Okay, this was $1.99 at Goodwill. It was made in Italy. When I looked it up, it said it was made in Sweden, but the sticker clearly says Italy. And we're selling ours for $16.95. I do believe it is pewter. Would you say this is pewter?
Yes.
And it's just a darling little candlestick. We only found one. I'm kind of sad because I would have loved a pair. Next up, this is another conundrum. It's clearly brass underneath, but it does not look like brass. So I put I call this a metal brass candlestick. because it says solid brass. So I'm wondering if they plated it with something.
So you can do a heat treatment to it that'll make it shine differently.
Really?
Kind of like when you apply heat to copper and it changes like the bluish color
I
while
think
it's
it was
hot.
like $1 a DI, and we're selling for $12.95. Your guess is as good as mine, but Zeb bought it. So, all right. Let's see. Did Caitlin give us?
I don't know if we have. Sure, I think
Winners?
she did before she left, so it would be in our
I feel like she
conversation.
did. So I'm gonna look up.
Okay, while she's looking up
Share
winners,
winners.
I'm going to show you these up close. I found these while we were also looking for thrifted stuff. These are ball jelly glass. And someone wrote with a Sharpie, I think that would come off pretty easily. I'm going to leave it on there. But if you wanted to try to like some rubbing alcohol or something to pull that off, that would probably work pretty well. But I like the patina, so I'm not going to scrub them heavily. And then these would have had a wax seal on the top and jelly inside. And we have 4 of them. They're $9.95 each. I found 4 when we were off looking for stuff to stencil. They're all about the same condition. They're sold individually. So.
No, I just have the share winners for last week. So we normally pick 2 people that we're going to send happy mail to, but Caitlin is gone. So next week we will have a pre-recorded live video because we're going to be in England shopping for all the good junk. And we will have 4 winners for the pre-recorded. So watch out for that. So keep sharing out this video on Facebook or any video or thing we post on Facebook, and that will get you entered to win Happy Mail. And we send all kinds of fun stuff. Sometimes it's something that I made. Like sometimes I'll make a craft kit and I don't necessarily need that craft kit. We've actually shipped those as Happy Mail. We've shipped paper, candles, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yep.
I'm sitting here talking with a candlestick in my hand, like
waving it around. All right, I'm going to show a couple book things here really quick. This is from 1915, so that puts it at 109 years old. Ours looks like it's been living in the road for a little bit. I wish it hadn't looked like it lived in the road, but then I probably wouldn't have also found it at the Goodwill bins because it would have been worth about $150.
wow.
Ours is worth, I think I've got it.
It's priceless, but for you, it's $36.95, I think. Wasn't it?
37.
$37.95.
But this
it's hard
is,
to put a price on it, but we did.
They had like a membership that you could pay, and these people these women did all kinds of good stuff, and then they tell you about it and how much money they'd earned and it was like almost like they had chapters. The Supreme Commander's Department, Miss Bina M. West, Supreme Commander, like news pamphlet.
That thing has been around the block a time.
But it's from February 1915 is when this first
I feel like it
was
needs
published.
a Lysol wipe. Would that ruin it?
No, we are not Lysol wiping this.
When are we leaving for England? Leslie, we leave Thursday late. Like we fly out at midnight because I like to do overnight flights. So I'm super tired and it helps with jet lag. I usually don't sleep well on the plane. I'll sleep a couple of hours and then we'll get there. It'll be evening and then we'll sleep all night and shop all day. All right, next up, we've got this wreath. It was, I think, a couple bucks. I can't remember. It's in really good condition. I would say almost new condition, and it's $12.95. I called it a small wreath because it's not super big. These are really cute on cabinets, hutches. You can even put like a big candle inside of it, and I like all the flocking on it.
I think it is for a candle. It feels like the right size for like a pillar.
It does drop flocking, so there you go.
All right, so this is the front page, 100 years of the Los Angeles Times. I've had one that was the New York Times. This is the LA Times. And it just has the front pages on it. It's $27.95, big book. I was perusing through here, the things that made the front page. I couldn't stop reading for about 20 minutes the other day. But
is that what you were doing while I was working?
I said the other day, not today. Great for just a big coffee table book. This was actually passed over the bins to me from someone. They were like, hey, I know you're going to love this, and handed it to me. Didn't catch her name. So, but.
How much was that one?
$27.95.
All right. Next up, we've got, this is a marriage. So this was for $3 because the bottom was cracked. And I was going to list just the top. But then this week we found this for $3. It was made in Portugal. And ta-da! So now we've got a little marriage.
This dome on here is really cool because it bevels in.
Yeah. So $39.95. You could use it as a cake plate, but I think it'd be really pretty to put like a big Christmas scene in there. Zeb and I do, and it is a little tricky to get it in there and all the stuff. But we have like these little snowball Christmas scene, but then the snowballs get everywhere. So we put it inside of a cloche and a cake plate, and we set up the Christmas village in there with the little snowballs, and then they don't get everywhere unless somebody touches it. So if I was going to do that, because this doesn't have a lip, I would use that museum sticky tack stuff. Californians use it for earthquakes, and put that under there just to like hold the lid so that way it's not sliding all over the place. So $39.95 for the cake plate and the dome. And I love that it's kind of like a fun mushroom shape. And I think it's blown, because look at the handle. Do you think that's blown glass?
It is blown glass, yes.
Yeah. Well, you can also see the
it's
rings.
Imperfect, like by quite a bit.
But you can also see all the rings in the blown glass.
Yep.
Blowing glass is actually on our list of things to do. We've done pottery.
So I actually looked it up. When we get back from England and we get our 1,000 projects
I get really nervous when you say, I just looked it up.
So they teach classes down at Thanksgiving Point for glass blowing.
Oh, that's not far from here.
No, that's around the corner from here. Also, the place where we go do, well, we've gone once, but I have an evening that I paid for that we've never cashed in. The pottery, they actually do like full-blown courses to take you from like almost like a college class.
Is your voucher even so good?
I don't know, probably not.
We've been real busy the last year and a half. I think you bought it for Christmas 2 years ago.
No, it was last year. It's almost a year old.
$14.95 for this cute little cutting board. What kind of wood is this?
That's walnut.
Walnut. Oh, that's nice.
It is nice.
Cute? It doesn't need anything.
So
usually we sand and oil it, but this doesn't need a darn thing.
That tape was hiding a dark corner. This looks like it's been scratched by a cat. But this is an awesome divided maple tray with used to have finger joints on it. I will repair this. This is going to get painted anyway and something done up to it. It was $2. Did I pull the price right off of there too? I think it'll be, I don't know. I don't remember how much this was. The price is missing.
I don't know.
It'll be probably under $30.
Oh, 29. I think it was $29.95.
When we're done giving it,
29.
When we're done giving it a makeover, and I will give this a proper repair and some glue. You won't know.
So next up, I've got this little strawberry vase. I got it because strawberries are trending. It was only $1, but it's hand turned and hand painted by something Dennison's. It's signed on the bottom. I didn't know who it was until I looked it up. But it's just cute.
Jami just loves strawberries.
I love strawberries, and it would have been $19 if it had the lid, but it doesn't have the lid, so it's $12.95. And I think you could put it anywhere. Miss Mary says, I spend more every Saturday than you spend all week thrifting. Are you saying that we're showing you stuff you can't live without?
Life-changing.
Life-changing stuff. All right, sorry, I have something in my, there we go. All right, it's Kenneth Dennison's. That's what it is. And I could not, Kenneth, yeah. It's signed on the bottom.
It's like a KN, like a
It's a famous potter. So there you go. Archipel. So this is the same as that bowl that was kind of faded, only this pattern is not faded. And again, it's kind of like Corelle ware, but it's from France. And there's 3 of them. They were $1 each. I'm selling them for $9.95. They're very cottagey, the perfect French blue, just super cute.
I'm going to show you this giant clock.
Hold on, it's fuzzy. It's okay. We're back.
I'm going to show you some big things over on the side here. Actually, Jami, show me your tree real quick.
Okay, my tree is 24 inches tall. It's got a burlap base. It was $3, and we're selling it for $22.95. It's also got all the like pine cones and berries. And if you bought an IOD mold, this is the perfect size tree to use a bunch of resin and then paint them up all cute and then hang them from your tree.
All right, giant clock from Jami. We're not painting this. I know you guys are shocked.
We're gonna just.
It is a perfect candidate for painting, but the black is very classic and good. I'm going to hold it sideways so you can see all the detail.
$189.95, largely due in part that the website will never charge enough money, and that's going to be well over $100. It's going to be well over a Benjamin to ship that by the time we get all the packaging and the padding and everything. But it's really cute. I love it. I couldn't leave it, and that was $15. at the thrift store. If you're local and you come in, you'll see like online price and in-store price. And that's because the website does not charge enough for how much big things cost to ship. So we include a lot of that like in the price of the item. So that way we're not losing our shirts. So if you guys are resellers and you're selling oversized stuff, sometimes we'll like measure things. You want to bring that chair?
Yeah,
We measure this chair and it's going to cost about $250 to $300 to ship this chair, plus quite a bit of time to like prep it.
But it does fit dimensions.
But it
We can
does
ship
fit
it.
dimension-wise in a box.
The East Lake chair with the red velvet.
And I did smell it. And it smells like old, but there's no cigarettes and it's not moldy or anything. It just smells, you know, like it's been around the block, which it has.
So this is $395.
Yeah, $395. And like I said, it's going to cost between $250 to $300 to ship. So in the shop, it'll be somewhere around $125 for the chair. But online, it includes that shipping because it's going to cost quite a bit. And I paid $35 for that chair. I ponied up because it's East Lake and it's just really pretty. And if nobody buys it, it's probably actually going to live at my house next to my Christmas tree. I do that sometimes. I'll like list stuff online and then it gets to hang out at my house until somebody buys it and then I package it up and ship it.
We also have this lovely little table.
Isn't that cute?
That
I'm going
needs
to paint
sanded.
it because it's got veneer damage.
It's walnut
can be
veneer
fixed.
is unfortunately very
So I'll sand that smooth.
It's lifting a lot.
Repaint it, bring out all the carved detail, and it's going to be $249.95. The best part, did you show them the finial?
The little finial in the
Isn't
center
that so
there.
Cute? It's darling. You're rushing through all my big stuff.
It's that time of night where if we
Oh.
don't start rushing, we got like 15 minutes to go.
Cheryl said, I just did over one of those chairs, same color. Yeah, I probably would not have paid $35 for that chair, except for it's in great condition and the upholstery is impeccable. Like, so they must have done it recently. I don't have to recover it.
Someone like Sharpied this. I'm assuming that they were going to paint this something.
That was like the pattern
Yeah.
for painting it.
It's not wood burned. If it is, I can't really tell, but it's not like there's no indent. We're going to paint over the whole thing and it's going to get a whole new look. It was $15 at the thrift store. It does have a divided inside.
And it's got all brass hardware.
And it'll be $89.95 on this box.
$99.95.
Oh, $99 on that one.
And it was $15.
Can't read my own
We
writing.
ponied up a little bit for that box, but it was way too cool. Now the best box, did you bring the antique tote?
I have it right behind me.
The
there.
best antique tote, the best condition I have ever found this kind in, ever. When I said life-changing, I mean, this was really good. I paid $25 for this, which I still cannot believe. It's got the wheels on the bottom, like still has them. They're usually missing. This strap is not original, so we'll probably cut off this strap or we'll leave it so whoever gets it can do what they want. It's metal and wood, and it's got the tray inside of it. And whenever you find these, the little pictures are always like in horrible condition, but this one is little chicks and it's in good shape.
Original tray.
It's got like the line, it was green lined paper and it's just cute.
This one does smell old.
Yeah, it smells like old wood. That's just all there is to it. Like, ever walk into an antique store? I actually love the smell, but maybe that's because I'm an antiquer. $299.95 for this.
And it still has all of its like pressed
Not painting it
tin hardware.
because it's actually for what it is, like turn of the century, like early 1900s, late 1800s. It's in good condition.
Some really good shape.
All right. Yes, Angela says that gorgeous chest. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay. Let's go through my little box of treasures here. I was going to do a project on these and didn't, so we're selling them as is.
It's a whole set.
$1.50 each, so $6 for the set of 4, and we're selling for $16.95. And what did you say these were? Oak?
Yeah, I think that's oak. It's
Oak.
like a white oak.
White oak. And these would be really cute to IOD. So hopefully somebody picks these up. Oh, they did sell out. Somebody did buy them. Okay, we've got a bird. Not painting it. It's going to be $9.95. It's a big chubby bird.
It is cast, but it's made to look almost like it's marble.
Yeah, it's really cute. Haven't found a cookie mold in a while, and this one's a good one because it's Pampered Chef, and it's got geese, a pig, a sheep, and a cow. And it's a little barn from 1994, which makes it vintage, but not true vintage. It's only 30 years old. It's $14.95, and I think I paid like $1 for this one.
So this is a replica, but when I was looking this up, the reverse Google search was like was thinking this was antique. These were super expensive. I believe that they would be used for holding small linens or jewelry. And you just screw it onto the wall, maybe by the bathroom, but it rotates, it swivels side to side, so you can like move it out of the way. Ours is going to be $11.95.
Okay, next up we have these two big, like they're almost like coat racks. They're huge. They're not like regular knobs. They were $2 each. We're selling them for $9.95 each. It looks like they were actually originally in a store that sold it for $10, so we're not off. They still have the price tag on the back.
Yep, cast iron.
This one is like a dark. I actually think if this was mine, I might paint it to bring out the detail. That one's
just actually cast iron. This one has been painted.
Yeah, this is painted cast iron. Both $9.95. And then cute little silver Paul Revere ware. Is that Paul Revere ware?
Yeah, that's a souvenir size.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Gift wares. It was 75 cents, and I'm selling it for $4.95, and it is silver plate. And then we have, this is made to look like a butter mold, like the chicken butter molds. And we're selling it for $9.95. It's just decor.
It's cast resin.
It was $2. This is definitely something that if I could find this wholesale, I would sell the heck out of these in my shop.
And if it was a real butter mold, it would probably be up on Jami's shelf right now as a chicken.
Oh, like my my sheep over there that I'm not parting with. All right, next up, this was a couple of bucks. I think it was $2.
That was from the bins.
And no, I think I thrifted this. Yeah, I thrifted this.
Did you thrift it?
And it was made to go on the wall, but I actually think it's better as a tote. So my plan is to unscrew all of these little clippy-doos in here and then repaint it because it says my Cuba, and that's just not really my jam. So I want to repaint it and then do either like a transfer or stencil or something in that's going to be $29.95. I don't hate the color, so it might be similar color-wise.
Get ready. Here we go. I'm just going to flash the books in front of you. Some of them have already sold. I've been watching them kind of go through. I'm not going to give like a whole rundown because a lot of these books I buy because of the art inside of them, not necessarily for the reading, or I buy because of the cover because I think it'll look good, or I buy the Reader's Digest because they're fun, or they can be painted and made over and made like a book bundle. So some of these, there are pictures in the listing of the insides. So like this Prayers for Children has great art in it. That's $9.95. The Vicar of Wakefield I got because it's from England and it's old. This is $14.95.
What's that vicar been up to?
The Physics of the Household. This literally is like breaking down how scissors work and how to sharpen them and all kinds of crazy stuff like that.
So this says,
one is $19.95.
Mortifications or a demonstration that seeming calamities may be real blessings. That's the chapter. What chapter is that? I don't do Roman numerals.
Chapter 14.
Chapter 14. Doesn't that sound like a book you want to read?
Maybe. This is Reader's Digest Complete Book of the Garden. Lots of art, lots of layout. I liked it because, you know, they've got like good watercolored stuff in here. That one is $19.95. This one, Best Loves Poems of the American People. It's black with gold on it for the lettering, and the subject matter is good. This has got a ton of great poems in it. $17.95 on that one. Pinocchio was one of the first things to sell tonight. It was $16.95. Reader's Digests like this, without the newer ones with just the plain cover, we don't really sell. We use them to make over. These ones here are $9.95 with the pretty covers on them because they look amazing stacked up and they look amazing on your bookshelf all together. So $9.95 on all of these.
I'm trying to find the one that's sold for $19.95.
Sorry, not $9.95 for the stack.
Where didn't we have one that was like a specialty one?
No, there's that one, and then I had the Reader's Digest.
You already showed it to
book.
Him. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a 2-ring binder, not a 3-ring binder. Someone's beloved recipes. They're on like a card stock
on a typewriter.
Yeah, typewriter typed up. This is $9.95. Some of these recipes are awesome.
Where was I when you showed my pumpkin?
We didn't show it. It's just over there, and the price is still here, so you can tell them about it.
Look at this pumpkin. It was $2, and it had a couple of scuffs on it because that happens. We just hit them with a heat gun, and they mostly went away. Like, you know how they get like kind of white if you scratch them? So if you find these, just know you can get them hot, and they'll kind of go away, but don't do too much or they'll really go away.
Google thought that was a real pumpkin, and it wanted to sell it for like $34.95.
$9.95, and it's darling.
That's the listings it brought up. All right, so we got an old Western, Trails Plowed Under by Charles M. Russell. I liked the art on the front of this book, $14.95 on it. We've got Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol. This is the jacket on the book, but the book is actually the same design. So if you didn't want to have the jacket on it, you could.
Oh, also, I was going to tell you guys, this sold tonight. These always sell for us. Anytime I find any kind of homemade recipe cards that are used and also, oh, look, here's the front end. It says, To Mary Love from Shanae or something. Anyways, these sell really well for us. People love them.
All right, 1943, Prose and Poetry of England. This has been, Jami's sister is here, and she's a librarian, and she's like, oh, someone repaired that with the proper tape. She was very happy with this repair. That one is $17.95.
You should have seen her go through the book. She was like, ooh!
The Boy Who Saw Tomorrow bought this solely for the cover, the color, $14.95. This one, his last bow, the deckled edge on this one. This is going to look great in a book stack, $13.95. Holiday season's coming up. O. Henry, The 4 Million. This is actually a book about New York when the population was 4 million. It's way higher than that now. But great coloring and age on that book. I told you we had 2 weeks worth of books, so I'm trying to hustle. The Yankee Story. This is about the New York Yankees baseball. But also check out the cover on that thing. It's awesome. I
think that's fun for like somebody who's a baseball. I feel like books are really personal, and coming into the holidays, the more people know that we have the books, the more we're selling. And I think people will come in to look at our book collection to find like that perfect book for the book lover in their life.
So this book is from 1941. It was given as a gift, and I think it's kind of special because it's got a stamp in here. It was probably donated to the Shriners Hospital. It says Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children, Intermountain Unit, Salt Lake City, Utah. And you know, we don't call children crippled anymore, right?
So that's pretty old.
But this is from the 1940s at the Shriners Hospital, and I'm sure it was probably read to children. Children read it, and I feel like this one's pretty fun, just because of the history of where it lived at. $14.95 on that one. Ernie's work of art.
So somebody said that little golden books sell well for them, and so I'm on the hunt for older little golden books.
We always sell the ones with like the prayers or the hymns. Those ones sell really good. This one's $9.95 as well.
It's a better condition than the prayer.
Heidi Went Fast This Evening, $22.95. This is the jacket, but the book inside, amazing art on it. And then the cover is like mountain goats.
If it were me, I would just pitch the jacket, but we're going to send it and they can do what they want with it.
All right, let's take a break from books for a second. You can show them this stuff here.
Okay, next up, we've got this file folder or whatever. What is this called?
Yeah.
Zeb bought it to IOD, but it didn't, or to stencil, but it didn't make the cut. So we're going to sell it.
I was going to do the 12 days of Christmas around this, but it went so much better on that other box that we did. If you saw Friday's video.
It originally retailed for $2.99. We paid $4 for it because inflation, and we're selling it for $28.95. And it must have been in a bunch of different like moves because it's got all these lots on it. Or do you think it was like auctioned?
Maybe, but it's a metal box that could be used for storage tools. I mean, sky's the limit on what you want to put in there.
I'm guessing it moved. This is Wheaton Van Lines. Is that like because it moved?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, I've got this window. It was $8.
I passed on this window
for $122.95 because it's big, heavy, and windows are notoriously clumsy to ship. But this is the perfect window to put Iron Orchid designs in. So I know that we're coming up on Christmas, not spring, but I'm going to put a gorgeous floral transfer on it. I haven't decided if I'm going to paint the back of it or if I'll just put the transfer and leave it. I think I'll just put the transfer and leave it. And the cool thing is whoever got it, they like put some wood on the back. So it'll kind of keep it away from the edge of your wall. And you could just hang it up on 2 nails because it's got a ledge. And it's cute. So I'm shipping this big window somewhere. We'll see.
Okay, so I have the Home University bookshelf. It was for children. We've got a few different volumes here. They're all $16.95. This one is missing its back binding. Another one is kind of coming apart, like the stitching and the glue inside. It's losing a few pages. They're loose in there. But I got these for the art and the art inside of them. $16.95 on all of these, and it varies by page. This one has fairies on the front. Fairies are super popular right now.
All right, this tote is $24.95, and it's going to get a makeover. We don't know exactly what yet, but anything divided sells well for us. It was $2. We buy, you guys know this because you're watching our video and you're still here after all these minutes of us yakety yakking. But these sell really well for us, so we always pick them up.
All right, $19.95. The lore of the train. I was voice texting when I put this listing on the website, and it tried to say the Lord of the train, and it wouldn't let me do it, so I had to just eventually type it out. But great, if you got a train person in your life.
Train stuff sells well.
Tons of train art and pictures and history.
Everybody's saying they love that window. And Zeb asked me why I bought it because I have a lot of windows, and I do. I mean,
that's why I initially passed
Are you really a crafting lady if you don't own 50 windows and doors? I don't know. But this one, the panes are perfect. I love 4 paned windows, and they're hard to find. So I had to buy it. It was not an option.
All right. So this book here it's from the 80s, 1989. Country Classic and Contemporary Ideas for Living. It's actually all about decorating and how to do it. And also like
some homesteady type stuff.
Yep.
Country, cottage. Before cottagecore was a thing, it was called country.
It hasn't changed. Like this is from the 80s, like 35 years ago now. And a lot of this stuff has not gone out. It's just come back around, and it's a little different. They call it something else now, but 1995 on that book.
Now, we showed you some Bibles earlier. If there was ever a cookbook, it would be like the cooking Bible. It's anything Southern Living. Our Southern Living cookbook, all the pages are crusted together, and it's where Zeb had got his original recipe for pancakes.
I've amended it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it is mine because I've perfected it over the years.
And we swapped to Kamut. But like if we're making anything that we haven't made before, we just look it up.
But that was the basis. That was the basis of that recipe. So Southern Living all-time favorites, 1995 on this one. And then I have a bunch of, here, I'll show you these first, and then we'll show the art books at the end.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Hans Christian Andersen, Andersen's Fairy Tales, very classic, $22.95.
That one's cool. I
the
love
works
that.
of Thackeray. This is the Newcomes, and I just liked this book. It's got that
marble deckled edge.
It's got the same style as those antique Bibles.
And it was in an antique store for $27 because here's a price written on the inside.
So this book is special because you had to be part of a club to even have this version of it. It was limited to 1,000 sets. It would have come in a set of books.
Dare I say that it'd be life-changing to be in that club?
Probably, but
he's going to be like, stop.
There were only 1,000 of this particular book made, and it's only $24.95. Okay, and then everybody wanted this one. I'd be surprised if it's still available.
Well, it wasn't initially listed, so if it didn't sell, it will sell. Everybody was like, "Oh, I like those better than Nancy Drew." I just was like, "I bet somebody needs this." So
Trixie Belden, she did lots of mystery type adventures. $15.95.
So many comments on her.
The Fanny Farmer Cookbook. If you ever needed to be like an off-grid farmer,
we're leaving the little
tabs
stickies
in
because
here.
Somebody else has tried and trued those recipes. That's why they stickied them.
This book, I mean, it takes you all the way from like the processing of meat and butchering to how to get it on the table.
Now I'm curious.
And various other things, lots of other
Barbecued spare ribs. All right, what's the next one? I got to see what they really like. You can show the next book. I just want to see this.
Okay, we have a ton of painting books. These are all $15.95, and they're older, but they've got lots of really great techniques inside of them. So this is The Magic of Oil Painting. I'm tempted to keep a couple of these just because they have some great tips on them. Coleslaw is one of the tabs.
Spinach, mushroom, and bacon salad. I love the study of people. I think that's why I love what we do. Because I love like, is it called anthropology? Is that the right word? I'm like obsessed with learning about people, how they lived.
I think that's why I like the old Bibles. I like to go through and see what was important to people when they were reading it. Like what
butterscotch. Oh, I bet it was a chocolate bread pudding.
Oh, well, we know that's what it is for you.
I might be taking a few pictures of this because I'm pretty sure this sold.
All right, Red Barns and Other Scenes. $15.95 on all of
Soft
these.
as a pillow with full light chocolate pudding
The
taste.
ADHD is really coming out like she can't stop.
Sorry, I really love food.
The painting the American landscape. And these are like,
I love that I found these at the bins all over the place.
This one, I would be shocked if it's not gone just because the art in here, if you were just going to use it for cats.
Like painting cats.
The art of painting cats.
I mean, if you love cats, what says I love cats more than painting
How
cats?
to draw and paint textures of animals. The art of drawing animals. And then how to draw
Can you
and
fix the
paint
camera?
landscapes.
Sorry,
And this
guys.
one has a fun color palette on it.
We have a lot of linens.
I'm out of books though. That's it.
All right, we're gonna flip the camera around. Let's talk linens.
Let me get it focused up first. All right, there we go. All right, you got to hurry around.
I'm hurrying. I'm just getting there.
Okay. We're going to leave this pile of goodies here.
Well, let's show first these tablecloths because they sold. $22.95. It's an antique print, Zeb looked up, that's printed on these. They look like something to me from like Crate and Barrel or
So it's
Pottery
actually
Barn.
a Persian style that they've
We
put
have
onto
two,
a
but
print.
they both sold.
We'll show them to you because they're really good and they're tablecloths. But can you imagine? Here, you're gonna have to hold that side for me. Come on,
Sorry.
Jami. But they're like king size length tablecloths.
So big. These would fit our table, and our table's like 10 feet long.
Yeah.
So these are
but
really
they're in
cool.
good shape. I mean, they do have some wear. They've been used, but a lot of times tablecloths are stained.
I'm going to try to rapid fire some of this stuff, though, because Ivy's got sick kids, and we've been an hour already.
Oh,
so.
well, let's let her get back to them.
All right. Washcloth, $4.95. These are the best washcloths that ever existed. I love crocheted washcloths.
Side table doily.
And it's got like knots,
yeah,
which is really cool. And that one is how much?
$16.95.
$16.95.
Good
I actually
color.
think Zeb priced this so well. Look at this table scarf. It's $14.95. It's got all this embroidery on it. And they're kind of like jewel tones with some pastels. But yeah.
The reason it got priced is because we haven't washed them yet. And I don't know if all
some
of the
these
stains are going to come
staining.
out. We did not get around to washing the bin
Guess
stuff
what we're doing tomorrow?
Because it has been crazy.
We're going to be washing laundry. It's general conference weekend for our church, which means you watch conference on TV, which means I'll just rotate and watch TV and eat food all day. I'm so excited, actually.
All right. This doily, $6.95. It's meant to lay flat, and it would have had like a little dish that goes in here. Got that at the bins as well.
Pajama pants. These actually are so soft. They're size small. The brand is Stars Above, Simply Cool Fabric, and there's what, $16.95?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you? And these are in good condition. Didn't you say these were selling for a lot more online?
I saw several pairs, like various sizes, not that size, for up to like $25.
Yeah, they're cute. If nobody buys them, they're definitely going in my closet.
So I saw other quilts like this, but
this is hand stitched.
It's handmade somewhere. But there was I saw a couple of quilts when I was looking online trying to get a price for this. This might even be king size. I think I had it listed queen, but I think it's king.
Yeah.
It's $59.95. It's mass produced. You can find others.
I haven't ran it through our washer, but somebody washed it recently because it smells like Tide.
It smells good.
It smells delicious. I love freshly laundered stuff, but it'll get laundered again just for good measure. This is actually probably one of my favorite quilts. It's $49.95. It's pink. And there is hand stitching in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really pretty. Queen size. I said full, but this is queen.
I couldn't find it. It does have like all the stuff tonight is up for grabs if we can get the stains out, but it's all in good enough condition. I felt pretty confident.
This one actually is in pretty good condition.
They're all in really good. Like there's not any rips or tears that I could find in this one.
This one is a leather purse. It's $29.95. The brand is the Sack. And it's even the inside is
the boho bag.
Yeah, it's the is it boho or hobo?
No, boho.
Boho bag.
Because of the inside.
Oh, because of the inside.
It's a floral.
Oh, look how cute this is. Can you guys see that? It's in really good condition. All the zippers work. $29.95. And you know what, guys? We had multiple bags. I think we left them at the bins. We cannot find them anywhere. So if we clean the garage and find them, yay. But I think we left them at the bins.
I think we left them on the end of
that register.
There
was like a really cute little backpack. And then there was this other one. And a sifter that we're missing.
So this used to come, I believe in it. It's hand stitched. Someone made this because it came in a kit.
It came in a kit, but they're like embroidered. So how did they do that?
They sent them. I think the squares were like that. Like some of them are sewn on, and some are like some they just went around.
Oh, and then they hand stitch. Yeah, you can see all the irregular.
So some of the
stitching.
squares already had the stuff on them,
so
and you had to
cute.
assemble the quilt.
I just like the woodland creatures. It's $38.95, and I thought the colors on it were really cool.
I would say it's crib size because it's not long enough to fit on a twin bed.
Yeah, or some people hang them on the wall, or it's long. It's like big enough that I could put it over my lap. Zeb got this one for $28.95. Oh, it's upside down.
Yep, no, we got.
And it's in brown tones. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite, but so many people commented that they really liked it.
So I couldn't tell.
Girls all in it. And this little girl, she's rough and tumble. She's got all kinds of band-aids all over her knees, which I think is adorable.
So this is made like it's homemade, but I believe that it's not. But you can see it's got like the top for like your face up here, so that you can fold it over.
For your face.
Yeah, the Amish have like that special thing on the top so that it can be on the top of the quilts, so the beards don't get it dirty.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what it's called.
All right. Next up, Holly Hobby, $14.95, and this I believe sold because somebody said it changed their life. It must be percale because it looks brand new. Oh, is it?
It was labeled as permanent press.
No iron muslin, which is basically percale.
Yeah. It's a flat sheet. I thought it was like yards of fabric folded over, but it's a flat sheet.
How cute this is. I found this one.
Your sister knew exactly what this was.
Yeah.
She didn't even, she's
from the Holly Hobby era.
Yeah.
Rainbow Bright is to me what Holly Hobby is to my sisters. It's just a different generation. All right. Next up, I think we already sold some of this fabric. Now I might have more yards than I have listed, but I wanted to be conservative because this had like 12 yards on it, but I'll double check. I paid $12.95 for this brand new fabric on the bolts. It's outdoor. Originally, it was $21.95 per yard. We're selling it for $7.95 per yard. And once we get into the shop and make sure exactly how many there are, I may add some more to availability.
It's like a duck cloth.
Yeah, it's an outdoor fabric.
And they're flowers in the shape of pineapples.
They're pineapple flowers. All right, Zeb found how many? 10?
10. That's a set of 10.
Embroidered napkins. I think we need to pull out the thing so that way I can
make sure we're focused and on. Yeah. Not just talking to ourselves over here. People are commenting.
Okay, good. I'll check comments. You want to show them your little napkins?
Yeah.
We've been a hot minute. Usually we don't have this many linens, but we just have a ton tonight.
These, I found like 4 of them in a stack, and then I kept digging and I found 10. Really like the embroidered design on there and the embroidery around the screen. The embroidery around the edge. But we've got 10 of them. They have been used. We're going to run them through the wash for you, but we're pretty good at stain removing. But there are a couple little spots on like 1 or 2 of these.
But there's 10 for $19.95, which makes them $1.99. Well, $1.95 piece. So
yeah.
Next up, this bag did get purchased. This one Zeb called the everything bag.
Yep.
It's handmade. It's got a tapestry handle, polka dot inside with a floral pocket, and then it's got a really great floral, like canvasy type fabric, and it's a nice big oversized bag. Super cute. Whenever I can find homemade bags, I always pick them up, and they sell really well for us. I'd be surprised if this one hasn't sold yet because it's cute.
I'm 100% sure
bake me a cake.
That this is for making pies and cookies for the holidays.
I feel like it is.
Like that is what this was designed for.
For $19.95, you can do whatever you want with it.
It's figure flattering.
Yeah, look. Oh, you're looking curvy. We actually were, I was teasing him the other day. I have more of a like this shape, and he goes like this. So, straight down the sides. It does have a pocket on it with rickrack.
Yep, 1 pocket.
What's better than a pocket? A pocket with rickrack.
It's $19.95.
Yes. We found, this doesn't happen very often. We found the whole set. So we've got the pillowcase. We've got the fitted sheet.
The flat sheet.
And the flat sheet. And together they are $24.95. And they're all still in pretty decent condition. All JCPenney's. This is a little softer, so I don't know that it's percale.
It's not percale. It's called permanent press.
Permanent
is what they called it.
JCPenney's permanent press.
Yeah.
So, okay. I told you we had a lot of linen, so hopefully you're still awake over there.
All right,
we're getting there though.
Let's spread this one here out.
Okay. This one has one pillowcase that I could find. And
where's that at?
It's down on the ground.
Oh, it fell out.
Yeah. So it comes with one sham. So what I would do if I bought this set is this would go in the middle, and then I just get plain Euro shams in a cream color. It does have a fade right here that we did include
it's
in it.
Queen size, got a couple fades.
Look at the scalloped edge,
there's
though.
one. It was,
but we priced all of our things accordingly. This quilt's $49.95. If it didn't have the fade, this would be like $100.
Yeah.
And then again, here's it. And I feel like if you haven't shopped the bins, you don't know how exciting it is to get like multiple pieces from a set. Like, I did not find these in the same area.
So on camera and in the listing, this probably looks red, but it's orange.
It's orange. It's burnt orange. And it's very boho, almost kind of like an Indian ikat type print. And then the fringe. Super cute. I think you marked this $24.95.
It's on there somewhere.
I don't know.
No, I think it's higher than that. I think it's like 28.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Well, you'll have to look
it up.
The
listing will say for sure.
I would have charged $29 for it.
After this time,
and I know it was
in the
less
evening,
than that.
After this time in the evening, we've been pricing all day and listing hundreds of things.
And I shipped about 60 boxes in between 2 football games today, and I'm not kidding. I went to the shop at 6:30 this morning to ship before 9 a.m. game. All right, $9.95. Zeb said this was fitted. It's actually flat, but it's got like they sewed corners in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is.
It might have gone over the top of a table. Sometimes they did that, like if they had something that they were trying to protect and they didn't want it running all over the place and sliding off.
I bought it because the fabric was so cute. Like it's like a vintage floral and a really fun, bright. Zeb, you want to bring it up close so they can see them?
Yep.
And it's $9.95. Do what you will with it.
Jamie's basically selling this as
fabric. This I do know sold, and I was really excited to find it. I do have other chenille. So if you search chenille, you can find some listings for some larger quilts. If you're looking for it and you missed out on this one, this is $32.95 because it's in such good condition. It's amazing.
We got to flip it
swinging
over. So it actually is vertical. I took a picture of it sideways, but it is a vertical design.
Oh,
she's like leaning back.
Way.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out when I was there.
It had me faked out until I was listing it and saw the picture.
I cannot believe the condition of this. If there are some pinholes in it, I can't find them.
It's in pretty good shape.
I love it. I've never seen anything like this. I don't know the size.
There were
is
a few
not
different
twin.
designs.
What do you do with it?
I would just call it like a crib.
Is it like a panel? You like put stuff around the edge, make it bigger?
Crib blanket.
All right. This is a project coming up. It's a size large flannel. Here, Zeb, try it on.
Oh, that's ambitious thinking I'm going to fit into
skinny.
A large. Oh, that's skinny.
Well, it's not going to fit your fat hands. You still got man hands. It's a women's large.
Oh, yeah, that's not fitting on me. Look at that.
It'll wrap around. My plan is I'm going to bleach the back of it and do like a Christmas stencil on it because I feel like that's the perfect Christmas plaid, and it's going to be $29.95. All right.
Here,
next, speaking of Christmas,
I got this holiday Christmas runner.
Homemade.
It's this design all on the back.
So you could do both ways.
You could flip it either way you want. It's $13.95.
Okay, this quilt does have a stain on it, which is pictured, and I'm going to do my darndest to get it out. Told you, me and the laundry tomorrow.
Queen size, I believe.
I don't think it'll come out all the way.
Here,
so instead of being like 129, it's $79.95.
It smells really good. I think what that is like perfume spilled on it.
Yeah, so I'm going to use some stain remover on there and see if I can get it out. But even if I can't, this is an amazing quilt. So somebody machine quilted all of this, but it's all hand pieced. So this is not something mass produced, and it's $79.95. The colors on it are really good too. I've got OxyClean gel. I've got the Granny stain remover, so I'm going to do my best.
Okay, guys, that's everything for tonight.
Phew.
Next week, we will have a live stream, but it will be pre-recorded, and you'll be able to still comment and chat and do all the things with all your friends. But Jami and I will be flying, or we'll be passed out.
Next Saturday?
Yeah, it'll be middle of the night over there.
It'll be Sunday.
It'll be middle of the night on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday morning because
when the video airs, so we will not be around.
But we are thrifting this week, and we're planning to buy nothing that needs painted. So that's going to be our challenge this week because we're going to be super tired when we get back, and we won't have time. So everything in next week's thrift haul will be like an as is. We might find things that need to be painted, but we'll do them like craft. Like you guys can paint them if you want to. And I'm not sure if we'll have 2 thrift hauls filmed or 1.
It just depends on, like, at the end of the day, priorities are getting on the plane.
Yeah, we will have a video out Monday. We'll have a video out Thursday. We'll have a regular live on Wednesday. And if you're a channel member, that will come out Tuesday. For sure, those are guaranteed. And we'll have a pre-recorded live on Saturday. What happens after that, we'll see. We're planning on filming. We're planning on putting content up.
Charity shop thrifting.
It's going to be so good. We just have to get on the plane. So I have to ship out like 500 boxes and get a few other things done, but no big deal.
We've got help.
All right. Love you guys. Shop JamiRayVintage.com. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
We'll see you guys on the next episode.